I'm Steve Garrett, and I like to share a story and a thought about scouting. To do so, we have to go back to 1956, when I was a mere lad of 11 years old. As a brand new scout, my troop was embarking upon a 50-mile hike called the Silver Moccasin Trail. Now, I was a young lad, and that seemed like a wonderful idea to me. So I signed up, and off we went. The Silver Moccasin Trail goes from Chantry Flats in Arcadia, California, all the way to Vincent Gap, over by Wrightwood. Well, the great idea of going on this hike wasn't such a great idea in the middle of the afternoon. I started having real second thoughts about whether or not I really wanted to go 50 miles. I expressed to my Scoutmaster, Mr. Ray Biggerstaff, who was what they call tail feathers. He was the man behind me on the hike. And I said, I'm thinking maybe I'll go back to Chantry Flats. And Mr. Biggerstaff said, Steve, it's easier to go ahead and finish the task than it's going to be for you to turn around, give up, and go back. And he was between me and Chantry Flats, and he was a lot bigger than I was. He says, I know it seems hard. Where we are is called Poop Out Hill. It's hot and long and uphill, but you can do it. So let's keep going. And he nursed me up that trail all the way. And by the end of the fourth day, it was a 5-mile hike, but we did it in 4 days. And by the end of the fourth day, I had achieved something much bigger than I had ever set out to achieve before, something much bigger than I thought I could achieve on the afternoon of the first day. And it all really had to do with a gentleman named Ray Biggerstaff who believed in me. Probably a lot more than I believed in myself. There are millions of young people today, male, female. Doesn't matter what their religion is, doesn't matter what their race is. There's millions of young people today that need a Ray Biggerstaff to say, you can do it. I believe in you. I'm behind you. They're called role models. Now I happen to think that the male role model is really important in society today for the young boys. It's very important in the society today for the young girls. But it doesn't really matter if it's a female role model, a male role model. What matters is that these young people today have role models who say you can do it. And having our current plan of building self-esteem by giving out participation awards is not quite the same as being out in nature, being physically and mentally challenged, and having a role model who believes in you. So there's my thoughts about role models. There's my thought about scouting. There's my story. I try to put a story up here every week, and some of those stories are really, really good. So subscribe so that you'll know when I post something they're worth listening to. Thank you.